Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Today it's a very interesting day. Finally something or some volatility is coming around. That's something I really appreciate because recently the price was just really the price progress, development, action, however you want just to call it, was extremely boring. And once again, it happened. I mean, I you know, it it went up. You can see what the daily did once again. I mean, we can just go over and make it bigger, and we see what's happening here, right? We can see that it just went up. It was once again a little bull trap, and then finally we received the big candle. We will see if it's going to be a big one or if it will retrace right now. Everything, of course, triggered by Binance and by ECC, because now everyone is talking about exactly that they have triggered or initiated a complaint against Binance.com and Binance US, and also against Changpeng Zhao, so CZ. I'm not going more in detail because, we don't need to discuss about if CZ is a good guy or not a good guy. Jesus, no. If you are in such a position, you can't be a good guy. JP Morgan CEO is not a good guy. Goldman Sachs CEO is not a good guy. BlackRock CEO is not a good guy. He is not the guy that's saying, "Oh, you are so nice. Yeah, I give you some money." No. They know exactly how to make the fortune, and they know exactly how to hold this fortune. I didn't check the whole document. I mean, I'm talking the whole written complaint against CZ and in general, Binance, but it was announced. It's not. And I mean, it would be like to be absolutely surprised that's happening because ECC was warning they are going to do it, right? So that's not. If we check right now just a little bit the market cap of Tether, and that was something I noticed 2 days ago, but it wasn't clear to me because it seems that the whole market cap of Tether is not only related to crypto market. So if we take into account that fact, because that's at least what Protos was saying, and I like Protos. I really like. In my opinion, it's one, maybe the high quality news source. Some would say, it's extremely foot and anti-crypto or whatever. It's, in my opinion, if you like something, if you are convinced this is the future, it is absolutely appropriate just to be critic to something, to make it better. So that's not what I think about Protos. I think that Protos is looking more deeply to details and to facts and data than many others are doing, just to create some headlines and to create more followers and to sell more magazines or whatever. In my opinion, that's not the case in Protos. So they talked about Tether and that a big part of Tether's market cap. No, sorry, it wasn't Protos, by the way. It wasn't Protos. That was Keiko. It was Keiko. Keiko did that. But Protos was also mentioning this case and also going a little bit more forward with Tether's corporations at the moment, because they are looking around to make more corporations abroad with Uruguay, with other countries. And they were talking about their motivation. For me, it's absolutely clear what's their motivation. They know exactly that they are on the list. Yes, on the list. That's not a bullish list. That's an extremely bearish list, like the same list where CZ and Binance is right now. And just to expand your power, your influence abroad to other countries and governments, it would make sense. It would make sense if you know that everything will end in a global regulatory body. And that's what Hong Kong watchdogs said just a month ago. And people are still yelling that, who cares? No worry. Hey, we do it in Hong Kong. No, forget that. Forget that. It will be the same in the US and Europe, like in Hong Kong or in Saudi Arabia. Only because the Chinese watchdogs are triggering this process with Saudi Arabia at the moment doesn't mean anything. Absolutely nothing. You know, a banking sector, a banking system that have different rules in any single nation doesn't make sense if you want to have just a global banking system. It has to have the same rules. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And crypto will follow exactly this example. It will follow because that's the future. And crypto is the future. We know that. Otherwise, we wouldn't spend all the time here. But the crypto we have today is a completely different crypto we will have in the future. That's also a fact. In my opinion, I am absolutely convinced. The crypto we have right now is a crypto that started with some people around there. Many just looking for money laundering and criminal stuff. Not saying that everyone was doing it. But to be honest, the most powerful guys in crypto have a very, very, very strange history. Not talking about CZ and the obviously founder of Binance, it wasn't CZ, where the capital were coming from China, but nobody knows where from China exactly. And about Tether we don't need to talk about. So in my opinion, the only thing that's happening, that what they are triggering or what they are doing is the transition I have said just in 2021. That will happen. It will happen. And many these actors will disappear. Not saying that Binance will disappear. Not saying, CZ said just last year he's, or in 2021, he wants to retire. He has a lot of money. But for what to make that stress right now? Those who are saying, he is a crypto believer. Bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. He is not a believer. If he would be a believer, he would support others instead of steal the intellectual properties of others, put them a Binance logo and sell that as the own intellectual property. That's what Binance is doing with many, many startups. That's a fact. He doesn't care. That's the money code. That's the cash code. Yeah, of course. Let us write it. As long as it goes. As long as we can. And that's okay. Because, that's unfortunately, maybe for us it sounds a lot of hard and maybe, not fair. And I'm, for example, someone that likes to be fair. That I don't like to make differences because of your color of skin or your origin or maybe your wealth class. You can be a wealthy guy. You can be a poor guy. I don't care about that. And that's a big, big issue I see at the moment. And that's a trend. That's really a trend. Everyone wants to be, trendy, wealthy. A wealthy guy. He would make everything for that. Once again, not saying that every single person is thinking like that, but many. That's the trend. That's the thing. people like CZ, he will retire. And a few years ago, he would not spend 1 minute in what he did in the past. He did his money already. He wouldn't care. Binance could survive or not. FTX the same. Do you think that Sam is not sleeping every night because of the collapse of FTX? You really think that? No. And yes, we need to be absolutely realistic. It's not the difference between those actors in crypto and those actors we have in the financial market. Bankers, sometimes as well. We know that. Even some movies we have out there, we can learn about that because it is the case. It's about bonus, it is about power, it is about influence, it's about, money is just a tool. That's what I said just a few months or a few weeks ago. What is happening at the moment, doesn't have, in my opinion, nothing to do with Binance and what the ECC is doing. That was well announced. The only thing what they are doing is what they expected to do, what it was planned to do. 2 days ago, market cap of Tether declines by, 150 million or something. After almost 6 months, where it was just going up. Strange? Yeah. The timing is strange. Why it happens now? Why? And why is Tether using its influence, for example, just to go in different governments over the world right now? It's just because of crypto, or it's just to save its self-as? In my opinion, it's the last one. Doesn't have anything to do with crypto. Absolutely anything. It's like a little bit like .com bubble. It happened exactly the same. We had such actors in the past as well. It's a pattern that repeats itself. Doesn't make everything, doesn't mean that crypto is better or worse than other assets. One thing doesn't have to do with that. It's about the actors. It's about those who are driving the market. If you check the complaint of ECC and their how CZ and Binance was structured, he was the market maker. What? Yeah, he was the market maker, even using his own money and the money of others. Well, that's okay. I mean, we know that JP Morgan was just manipulating the gold price for a while, right? So it is nothing where we could say, okay, she said you are a bad guy and the others are good guys. But that's what we are doing every single fucking day in crypto. We are saying, that's a bad system, we are better. But the question is, are we better? Are we really better? Are we realistic and objective enough to say we are better? No. We started with the whole thing because we said we need an alternative. We started to celebrate Bitcoin because we said we could make it much better than the central bankers. We think in our arrogance that we are better than others. But we are following the same pattern. It's not a big difference. That's the only thing, because CZ could have a just different name and be a top manager of Goldman Sachs. It would be the same. It doesn't matter. It's the person. It's not a sector. It's not an industry. It's not the company. It's the person. CZ is, in my opinion, absolutely not different to Sam. Maybe he is a nice guy. Maybe I could go and drink a tea with him and talk about market or policy or culture or history or whatever and say, Jesus, he is a nice guy. But he is a businessman. Like Sam was a businessman. And sometimes businessmen, and mostly when you are related to the financial market, Sometimes it's not really clear what's legal and what's illegal. And sometimes if you have enough power and enough money, you can push a little bit this definition in your favor. And that's in our case what's happened. And what happened? I mean, how much money Sam spent in lobbyism in the US, for example, to do what? What exactly? We will know. We will know a lot, but it will take. Like about Binance, he said, we will have this wow effect. But it will take years. Maybe years. What is happening right now to the market, in my opinion, it's nothing new. It's absolutely nothing new. And the market is doing what it has to do. Because it was a little bit planned. That this trend line was always a magnet for sharp price move is showing us once again. It's happening once again. Does that mean that's it and we will break down? The market is working in slow motion. It can take now again weeks and then we go down hitting 23k. We can go up first to liquidate all the high leverage shorts. That's what the market is doing. Doesn't have to do anything associated with a complaint from ECC related to Binance, in my opinion, and she said. One thing doesn't have to do with the other thing. And that's sometimes the big problem I have, because I see that the market is just driven by few entities. They can do whatever they want to do. And now by the dip, people are selling by the dip, just push up by $500, sell there, and then, whoa, nuke it again. Just because another headline from whatever magazine, newspaper, or whatever will say, oh, it looks a little bit worse than we expected. Boom, another nuke. And that's what's happening over and over and over again. And it happens to the downside, but it happens also to the upside. In 2021, we have the opposite one. You remember, I have mentioned so many times, spot ETF. Spot ETF in Brazil, whoa, the price went up like shit. For what? I don't know. Tell me. It was just to create a price action in their favor. And of course, maybe also in your favor, in my favor. I don't remember yet, but I know that I was always saying, guys, that's a fucking trap. Spot ETF is not going to happen. Because a spot ETF won't invite institutionals to buy an asset that by regulators it's in a blacklist. It doesn't make absolutely any sense. Absolutely not. And that's what's happening. That's why the US is not going to allow any spot ETF before they have regulatory clarity. And the same will happen in other countries. Sometimes we will have some gaps. We know that Canada, for example, just banned Tether from their market because they said they are extremely involved in market manipulation, for example. That's the same what the ECC said several times, every time when they denied, for example, any spot ETF. But of course, the time, it's time after time, we forget all these kind of things, we ignore everything, and the only thing we know are green dildos. We love green dildos. Well, first of all, who cares about green dildos? Red and green dildos, if they are long enough and bring pain to others but money to you, who cares? You see? That's the pattern. Exactly. And CSAT is not thinking different like a Sam or others. That's the thing. So I know we will talk about now days and days about ECC. We will say ECC is wrong and they are corrupt and whatever. Yeah, maybe they are. Like our governments. Yeah, maybe they are. And what is the solution? We are not doing anything different to them. We are not. We are not just better. We are just a little bit different. That's the only thing. So yeah, well, we'll see, guys. In my opinion, we are a little bit on track. I was expecting a sharp price move. It wasn't clear to me we will go once again up, hitting, whatever, to go down. But it was absolutely clear to me that we will have a really just a sharp price move. That's what we are receiving right now. And usually the next magnet should be 23K, because that's where we have the red line. And maybe then we will have a bounce to the upside. But if we break this one, then we will go down hard, hitting 18, 19, and back to what some people said, the bottom is in. No, it's not. It's a long way. Yeah. I don't think we will see 19K, 20K, 21K just in a few days. In my opinion, it's not going to happen. Only if we receive a big sell off because, I don't know, they are going to collapse Binance or whatever. Something I wouldn't expect. But we know that a lot of people were just withdrawing their funds from Binance. You remember what I showed you just, that was here on, you remember 1.3 billions? Now it shows only 750 millions, because don't forget, 1 month. We pushed up, so people sent, of course, but fact is that since a while Binance is losing inflows. It's losing inflows while Bitfinex, for example, look that, in 1 month. Oh, it's possible. I mean, Deribit, that's crazy. 720 millions. So indicating we have here 3 big players. We have Binance, who is losing, it seems, market cap, at least related to inflows, if we can say that. Then we have another one, Bitfinex, and then nothing, and the next one would be just Deribit. That's it. Well, maybe a little bit MaskX. I don't know what that is, never heard before, but okay, I'm fine. So Deribit. Incredible for me that Deribit is receiving 720 millions in last month. If I check Bitfinex, 874 millions? And what? Check their volume. Compare the volume with the volume of Binance. How is that possible? I don't know. But it seems they are shifting money from one part to the other. Anyway, guys, I have said to one of my followers, it's not time to chill now. Absolutely not, because a lot of things is happening and I'm noticing it on regulatory levels. I mean, Mika and Europe right now, and I guess some more bad stuff are also going to come from Europe next. We know that Australia and others, US allies, were just starting to push against Binance. So it's going to be tough, and we need to be extremely careful from now on. I mean, they push the market. I mean, even now we are still trading at 25.8. I mean, just imagine today, 1 year ago, and we would just, I don't know, trade at 22 right now or something. So we need to see what's going to happen, but you need a little bit more patience and you need to keep calm. That's the only thing. I mean, in my opinion, that's the key. While the market maintains to be what it is, a market driven by few entities with a lot of money, influence it seems, and yeah, that's it. Now let us take a look about the market. And to be honest, I had I was planning a different initial comment, but then I received all these informations about what's happening with the complaint, ECC, and so on and so forth, and I just thought, oh, what a coincidence! Right now, really, where we were retesting just for example, if we go now to the, I mean, check that. Is that coincidence? Do you really think that's coincidence? Oh, what happened here? Hello? Okay, however, we break, retest, and then we receive this news and we nuke. Is that coincidence? I don't believe in coincidences, at least not related to crypto. So yeah, we will see how far. In my opinion, we are on track. We will visit, I mean, we are now finally once again at 25. We should go more down, hitting 25,000 and maybe maintain there. Of course, we will retrace a little bit. We will go up, maintain maybe above 25, go a little bit more, hitting 24, and then we need to see step by step. But forget all these. I mean, oh my God, it is what it is, right? So let us go forward. So if we check the weights ratio, what we see in the 1 day time frame is that the weights ratio is keep doing. That's crazy. I never have seen that, but it's keep doing higher lows and higher highs. So of course pushing the weights ratio 30 days moving average more up. And the most interesting part here, to be honest, is the 68%. So the peak here of almost 70% happened exactly at the same day where the market cap of Tether declined by what was that, 180 millions in 1 day. And that's really interesting. In my opinion, I don't know how that works, but it smells a little bit like, it stings, not smells, it stings like insider information, whatever, but it stings a lot. Anyway, it is what it is. The weights ratio right now declined to 56. It's still indicating it will push up more because the weights ratio 30 days moving average, it's at 52% right now. So it's pushing it more up. And we need to see, of course, we know today the price is declining. And so it seems this time it's taking some effect to the price. If we take a look to the weights ratio 30 hours moving average, and that's why I like the weights ratio 30 hours moving average, or the 1 hour time frame for short-term trade decisions even more, is that the weights ratio 30 hours moving average, no, in that case, that's the 30 hours, Jesus, Inspo, 30 hours moving average, they declined. That's a 1 hour time frame. The price did, of course, the opposite. And then weights started to send more Bitcoins to centralized exchanges and the price started to decline. Then, of course, we received this drama news that, well, however, if we take a look here, once again, 90% declining, price following. The 1 hour time frame is really good. Really good. Also here, for example, just close before the price started to decline hard, the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges declined by almost 200 millions. Just saying it. While the net flow, at least on CryptoCount, indicating here, well, we received here 600, 800 Bitcoins more in net flow, but nothing big, absolutely nothing big, like we had in 2021, for example, or 2022, where we had sometimes 4,000 or 5,000 Bitcoins, negative net flow indicate, or positive net flow indicating we received a lot of Bitcoins. Oh, Jesus. Too much work. I need to rest more. Okay, let us go forward. So if I check here, for example, related to the fund flows, or in that case, the Bitcoin flows, we see that we received last hour almost 4,000 bitcoins. And at the same time, we had an outflow of 1,250 bitcoins. We can see here as well where we had a bigger outflow of stablecoins, and that matches very well with the stablecoin balance that I just have mentioned in the chapter before, and it's declining more. So we need to see. It's too early to say. I mean, I don't need to make it big or to hide my sentiment. I'm bearish. I'm bearish since, I don't know now, since long time, really. And so it's not surprising me. I mean, they just pushed up almost 100% since beginning of the year. What to do with all these bitcoins? Is the market really ready to push up very hard and they will attract a lot of retail to absorb all of that? I doubt it. I really doubt it. I think, and I'm convinced, when the market will be absolutely regulated, that's where the big money is going to come. The big money. Of course, when the big guys bought enough, they will then start to attract the retail. It will take a little bit. Not at 25. In my opinion, not at 25, not even at 20, and not at 50. But that's another story, right? You know me. If you are new, just cancel your subscription and go. It's better for you. No, I just say what I think. You're following me for that, I guess. It is what it is. Let us go forward. So let us take a look here. To be honest, it was looking just few moments ago. It was looking really red. Everything now, of course, they are buying the local dip. The local dip, as we can see, we received just, I don't know, it was at 2 p.m. or something. So before we went up, they were preparing the whole situation. I mean, that is just possible if you know hours before they announce a complaint against Binance and she said that something is happening. And that's actually insider information. So they were just sending more and more bitcoins to centralized exchanges. Then they started to distribute, and now others are just buying it. We can see that here in a very well, in more sharply. We see here they started just. Unfortunately, I can't see exactly the time when it happened, but I was noticing it, and just the price pushed up a little bit. For me, it was a little bit clear the price will go down, but not that hard. And then, of course, I noticed just on Twitter, the news about Binance and CZ and so on. Anyway, the Bitcoin balance on exchanges is now stabilizing, even declining, indicating they're absorbing at the moment more. So also indicating, we can go now from here a little bit more down, but afterwards we will go once again up, retrace, and wait. Slow motion market. We will go down. I mean, how many weeks I was waiting to see 25? You remember that? I was saying and calling 25, 25, 25, 25, 20. Some of my followers just laughing at me and saying, it's not going to happen 25. It's not going to happen. It's up, up, up. Well, it happened. It's happening. But weeks. I was waiting weeks for that. Weeks. And I guess if I'm going to call now 22, 23, I will wait another weeks for that. So it is what it is. Anyway, everything flipped to red. I mean, last 7 days, 12,700 bitcoins. It's a lot. In the monthly, and the month is just 5 days old, 6,000 bitcoins. Not that bad. In the last 90 days, 37, but in the last 30 days, still very positive with 20. It reduced a lot, but however, it is positive. And that's it from here. So if we take a look to the funding rate, let us see. I mean, we went up, we went down, we went up and down. That's what's indicating and showing us. If we take a look to the open interest, we came from here, we declined a little bit, went up like hell because extremely high open interest, and then we declined. And it's really strange, but the leverage ratio did something similar. Down, up, more down, pushed up like hell, and now declining. So indicating here, and that was obviously close before, I mean, the funding rate declining and a lot of open interest and leverage ratio we received at the same time. Also very interesting is what happened here, for example, related to stablecoins. We received a lot of stablecoins and afterwards they cashed out. They cashed out here and they started actually here. So someone was, it seems, also seeing, hey, something big is going to happen. And that was just, let me see, 7.5 hours before. So if the whole thing started at 5 p.m. local time, they started even 4 a.m. this morning. That's crazy. But if we check, for example, here the stablecoins, we received the stablecoins in the midday, 12 a.m., indicating 5 hours before. How is that possible? Just tell me. I don't know. Anyway, we received on derivative exchanges 4,000 bitcoins here. So where we are trading at the moment at 25.5, 25.6, but we had a bigger outflow of 7,000 bitcoins. In my opinion, it looks once again very prepared, everything that was planned. That wasn't coincidence and not triggered by any news, in my opinion. They are once again using such kind of headlines as an argument why they nuked the market or why they pushed up like hell, right? But SPY was pushing up, Bitcoin did anything. At the same time, on Binance, I was noticing bigger sells because of its liquidity, sometimes 50 Bitcoins at once, sometimes 60 Bitcoins at once, and so on and so forth. Okay, just few hours or 3 hours ago when they started to nuke, I was seeing 150 bitcoins at once. That's a different thing. That's not retail, of course, but those entities who are driving the market. If we check, for example, here, yesterday was very calm day. I mean, we liquidated 108 bitcoins in longs and we liquidated 229 bitcoins in shorts. And that's almost it. At the same time, we can see here, for example, that the funding rate was lifting up. I was checking blockchain whispers, and we had once again 72 to 28 long-short ratio in favor of longs, not of shorts. We will see how it looks now. I can imagine we have even more longs now. We will see. But I guess they liquidated a lot. Open interest declined and leverage ratio as well. Now blockchain whispers. That's what I have seen, 72 to 28. Just, the last time I refreshed the website, that was close. That was when the price started to nuke, or close before. So 2.3 billions in longs and 900 millions in shorts. Interesting is that on both sides, longs and shorts on Bitfinex declined. That's really interesting. I guess some longs because they just liquidated them, and shorts, who knows? Not sure about that. Why? However, now let us refresh the website if something changed. Obviously not. Now we have 73 to 27 because yes, of course, we will go up from here. I mean, yeah, after such a dump, and when you see that the price is cooling down, I mean, if you use a nice leverage, you can make a nice money now, right? Just the price will go up, and that makes, you know, even if it's not a lot, we will talk about that, because they are at the moment at least protecting the price at 26. So they don't want at the moment to let the price go up more than 26 at the moment. That's something we need to see if that it's going to maintain, or, you know. Anyway, crazy stuff. They reduced a lot of longs in Bitfinex, and a little bit more of shorts came in. Now, let us take here all leverage on the Kingfisher if we see something interesting. Wow, 150 million would be the maximum liquidation cluster, and it's at 27.2. Someone really crazy stuff, but it seems that someone was really just shorting with high leverage. Not bad. So if we take a look here, obviously it's indicating us we can in the short term push up, surprise everyone, push up the price to 27.3 to make such kind of retest again of our breakout. Something it wouldn't be necessary, because we had the breakout, we retested well, and that's where we received this big red candle. Well, big but red candle. But yeah, if they want to liquidate these guys here, obviously we need to push up. I mean, at the moment it's indicating here 26.5, so it could go that level. It seems we have high leverage longs more than shorts. No, it seems we doesn't have any kind, but also here 26.6, 26.4. I guess they will maintain the price below 26, let the price go a little bit more up, and then just to collect high leverage shorts, push up to liquidate all of them, and then go more down. That's what the market is playing. Okay, let's go forward. So if we take a look to the gamma, bulls really just yelling 27k to liquidate all of them and to make such kind of retest, so it could happen. Bears just calling 26k, indicating here it's not going to be easy to break 26k, and even then 26.5 would be the next resistance. So not easy. Otherwise 25.5, 25, or even 24.5 would be the next levels. If we check the GEX declined a lot. It's now at 22,500, indicating we still have more space to the downside than to the upside, but moving more and more to the center, also indicating it could be neutral, and then, you know, it's like idle. We need to see if up or down. If we go now to the strategies, let us see. We have, based on premium USD, reverse call calendar, 1.7 millions, not bad, 3,150 lots, we will see. Short strangle, indicating nothing will happen in the market. Short ratio call spread, yeah, well, bear call spread, everything else, long straddle. I would really like, for example, let us check the reverse call calendar, because it's indicating they are bringing to a sooner expiry the whole calls, it seems. Short strangle, yeah, let us check them, indicating the market will not do anything. I mean, to be honest, after such a price action, usually the market goes a little bit more up, and then we need to see what's going to happen, right? Short ratio call spread, 177, yeah, why not? We can. Bear call spread does make sense. Long straddle, no, I will just check reverse put calendar, because that's the opposite of the reverse call calendar, just to check what both are doing, short strangle, short ratio call spread, and that's it. So reverse call calendar. Wow, okay. So they are just indicating they sold their 31K call for end of September, and they are now saying we will see a price above of 31K until end of July. But if we check that, I think they don't expect such a price, but it's more risk management. They sold their call 31K for end of September for 1.26 millions, and they purchased the same strike with a sooner expiry for 420,000. Not bad, to be honest, not bad. Nobody knows what money they spent for these trade here, for the 31K for end of September. Maybe they just spent 500,000, and so for them it's, you know, for less. They can, maybe if they are good and the price start to go hitting 27, 28, they will receive a nice gain for nothing. It was for free. So nothing big indicating here. Now short strangle. Short strangle here is just indicating we will maintain a price level between 25-29K. That's indicating until end of July, indicating we still have some time to maintain this price level between 25-29. We are not at 25, but we can go up. That's at least what they are expecting here. That's, well, with almost $230,000 in premium USD, something where I would say, yeah, it makes sense. Everything else is just tiny. So short ratio call spread. So the short ratio call spread is more a strategy, I would say a little bit more bullish than bearish. They are not expecting a big price move, but at the same time they would love to see a price above of 30K until end of June, because that's the cash cow. Anyway, to be honest, I don't know. Jesus, I don't know. I start to hate a little bit this website. If we take a look here, let us see premium USD, that short strangle. Why I did change it. Short ratio call spread. Okay. So if we take a look, okay, the first one doesn't look that bad. Oh, here's someone really bullish. But short ratio call spread, that's the short ratio call spread. But the short ratio call spread should have puts as well. Huh? Okay, no, yes, a long call and a short call, but no, okay, that's everything. Anyway, they are expecting to see a price above of 36K until end of July. So another one that's not really bearish. So go down to 25, maybe even 23 could be something like a correction before we go up once again. Bear call spread, I said long straddle, I said and reverse put calendar, just to check what these guys are doing. Reverse put, reverse call, reverse put calendar. And we have here, they are selling the put 27, okay, put 27K, okay, that's what they did today. Also really interesting, and that matches to the stablecoin to derivative exchanges. You remember I have said that was exactly the same time, 12:41, when then later on they did it again 3 hours later and another. So they sold, for example, they put 27K for end of September, and they bought now, they put 27K for end of August. If we check here, we can see they sold for 124 and they bought for 99 or 98. So indicating here as well that they saved a little bit of money while they know we are maintaining a price below 27K, so it makes sense. Of course, taking the risk, even if it's not a big one, because we are talking here about end of August, but closer expiry, higher leverage. So that's it. Let us go forward. So here we are, and once again is Binance, of course, front running it. BTC USDT pairs, even the aggregated, even the BTC USD taking more time. They are reacting with delay, but Binance, of course, they knew it. They knew it and front running it. So yeah, not comments to that. We see here BTC USD, they started just to buy here at that level with BUSD, while everything else was still declining. We see what Bitfinex is doing. That's everything but not bullish at all, and that happened. I mean, you can see they started to distribute here. That was yesterday at 10:30 p.m. Now tell me that has anything to do with the fucking headline of a complaint by the ECC. Bybit also here declining. USD Coinbase also here, they used almost a perfect timing. So also here pushing up, but nothing big at the moment. Bitstamp still reducing or selling more than buying, and Kraken now also reacting with delay. So I don't know, but it seems that Binance always know what the market price is going to do next. Not bad. Well, and Gemini as usual. It's really nothing big. Absolutely nothing big. I unfortunately can't show you sentiment. I don't know why, but I can't log in. But it looks also very strange. I don't really know what they are doing, but it looks really strange here. And I don't know. It wasn't in the past. I never had really problems with them, but recently. But it looks like they are doing something. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense, because also the logo, I can't scroll right. Oh my god. Okay, we need to go forward. I need to check. We receive by the market maker 3,280 bitcoins here. So it seems, I don't know, but it looks like a little bit that we are not done, or otherwise they started to absorb here everything. That's also possible. We need to check. The money didn't, it seems that it wasn't miners who sent all these money, these bitcoins. Even their reserves are declining. We can see here that just yesterday, the weights ratio of Bitfinex was at 99%, of Gemini at 88%, and of Bitstamp 93%. Also Binance weights ratio lifted up. The weights ratio of Binance is always not really high, just because they have the highest liquidity in the market, and so obviously also a lot of retail. But it lifted up a lot. Not the same like we had, for example, in the beginning of May, for example, where Binance had a weight ratio of almost 84%, and then it declined more. It was just a week full of red dildos, or at least red candles. And we see here also that Huobi and Kraken weight ratio is lifting up. Like for example here, Bybit is lifting up. Coinbase was had its highlight June 2nd. So everything a little bit indicating that weights were preparing this move just days before. If we check here, we see that the trend we had, obviously sequences where funds were buying Bitcoin. Now they are selling and reducing their funds and their holdings once again. And also here indicating that future volume is lifting up and spot volume declining compared to it. That's it. So if we take a look to Coinbase, we see that Coinbase is reinforcing 24. They moved some liquidity to 23.3 and they reduced 22. They are also waiting here between 2021. Otherwise you can see they are reinforcing 25k. So in my opinion, we should go a little bit more down, but also indicating here they are right now waiting at 26,500 or 26,470. So it's absolutely possible to push up. Hitting 26,500 would make sense because we have a resistance there. If we go now to Bitstamp, on Bitstamp we see that we are still waiting at 25, but also here, for example, 23.5. So they are shifting step by step, and still waiting here at 27.8. Binance BTC USDT, and you can see that they are right now here just waiting with almost 330 Bitcoins at 26k, indicating that's at the moment. Be careful with spoofing on both sides, of course, but they are right now just concentrating liquidity between 25.4 and 25. Also here collecting more liquidity at 24.3 and so on and so forth. So the last step will be 22, as you can see, but they are just pushing more liquidity to the downside at the moment. While also here, I don't know why, but they are also here at 27.5, for example, just bringing more sell orders. Now BTC BUSD, they are still waiting at 25 or 23.5. On Bitfinex, they just triggered their buy order at 27 almost. And now you see, it looks like a little bit they were not really prepared for this move. BTC USDT, for example, nothing to see here. Kraken is now concentrating more at 25. And BitMEX, the last spot one, nothing. So now let us check, in starting with BTC USD on Bybit and derivatives. Nothing to see. I guess that's only spoofing at 25.3 and 26.1. Now BTC USDT on Bybit, nothing. And now BTC USDT on Binance. They triggered all these long orders and more longers waiting now at 25.3 and 25. Even a little bit lower here, for example 23.7, but that's it. To the upside, almost null. Now BTC BUSD, also nothing to see here. Now Bitfinex waiting here at 25. So if we can reach 25, in my opinion, then I would go long, because that could be also a nice swing trade. So 25, then go up to 26, and then even go more down. just to mention that. Kraken futures also here 24.5 and also waiting at 25. 25 still looks very solid in my opinion. And also here 23, I don't know, now they are focusing more and more to 23.3. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. Oh, it was spoofing. Now it disappeared. But it's not the first exchange, right? Yeah, that's spoofing. OKEX. Oh my god, OKEX, what happened to you? I was trading on OKEX. They removed liquidity at 24.4 on Deribit and moved up to 24.8 at the moment. So at the moment everything looks like 25, but be careful because we can go up, make a little bit of swing before more down. And that's it. So as just mentioned, I mean, everything is possible, but I doubt we will go up today to 26.8 to be honest. What I can imagine is 26. We have here of course our resistance. So if we go to 25, I can imagine such a move here. To go down, 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 down. Hell, that's really crazy and fuckery. And then push up 26 to go even more down, hitting, for example, lower areas. If we take a look to the red trend line, we have a red trend line. If it takes a little bit of days, it means we should go down to 23,000. So 23,000 would be here, right? So also indicating, you know, we can go to 25, bounce. A lot of people will go long, high leverage. Of course, it was just a correction and then even go lower, hitting 24 and then maybe even 23. That would surprise a lot of people in my opinion and would be a solid trade. That's at least what I will do. 18 hours. We are right now in the low volume 18 hours. Still almost 6 hours left. So I would expect to see this night another big price move, indicating maybe up, hitting for example 26 before maybe even go a little bit more high. But I think 26, you know, to go at that direction here to retest and then go more down would be possible. Why 26? Well, first of all, because we have a resistance there, but also because of Binance high volume sell with 330. Obviously, it could be just spoofing. So in that case, maybe, and in high leverage, you can, in high leverage and higher time frame, you see that we didn't really adjust a retest. So it could be also possible to go up, hitting 26.8, and then fail again and then go down, or even bring more pain and then go down. So that's, you know, that's what I mentioned just on Twitter. In my opinion, more fuckery is going to come around to liquidate both parts, just to get more liquidity. That's what centralized exchanges are doing, guys. I mean, just let us go here. We can see spot volume 24 hours 1.5 billion, 24 hours open interest futures 9.3 billions. What do you think is the cash cow? Spot or futures? Isn't that easy? It's simple math. That's really simple math. That's what's happening. So obviously what they should do, in my opinion, so she said if you need a good trade consultant, just let the price go a little bit more down, hitting 25. Many people will get a lot of nervous. You will liquidate the first high leverage longs and then push up hard, hitting 26. maybe even as a little bit trap, and then push even more up, hitting 27, and then let this go down. And a lot of people will love you. Your wallet, but a lot of people will hate you. Anyway, you can use that. I mean, we have 73%. Unbelievable. Versus 27% long versus shorts, guys. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, just go down to 25. You will liquidate a lot of them and then push up hard. And to push more down afterwards. You will liquidate all of them. Why? The future market is the cash cow for the centralized exchanges. That's why why Coinbase is looking to start their derivative operations, because with spot you will not survive this market, not anymore. Maybe, but even then, I don't think. I think almost spot is almost that in crypto. Almost. Not said everything, but you remember what I have said. Only 10% of the crypto projects that we are currently running will survive a regulation framework. And maybe there we will receive a lot of retails buying spot, for example. But in my opinion, even institutionals will not buy spot. They will just continue. Hedge funds, private equity, and some others will just trade futures, because even from regulation aspects, it's easier. It's for them just really easier. They don't need to talk about custodian, where to send all my bitcoins or assets, whatever, to what wallet. Futures. Just use futures, and that's it. If you want to have it safe, of course, no yield with futures. You can't just stake with futures. That's the only thing. But the big question is also if DeFi, for example, what opportunity DeFi will have with a regulation framework that's coming, if they start to bring some pain to oh my god, I forgot it, to MetaMask, Jesus, or to other decentralized wallets and infrastructure. That's a big question, but we will not clear that today. So big love. See you tomorrow. And by the way, Thursday, I don't know, it's crazy, but Thursday is holiday in Germany. At least you can imagine I'm working for banks, so Frankfurt, and Frankfurt has holiday Thursday, Frankfurt am Main. That's I would say, the banking city in Germany. And so I have Thursday holiday, and just to let you know, I'm not going to provide any analysis Thursday. I need to see if I can provide an analysis Friday. It's possible that we will have such kind of Brückentag. That's a bridge day, so you have 2 days in a row free. If that's the case, also Friday, no analysis. But then I will pause the billing, of course, because it's not official holiday. But I will take free that day. Just to mention that, I will mention that before Thursday again, of course. And so big love. Have a nice trade and play always careful.